Well, thanks so much for coming out. This is the last of the 5 precinct briefings we've done. It's been really great for me. I have the opportunity to spend time with the precinct captain, take a tour of the precinct, look at the areas where there are specific concerns, hear about the approach to policing in each district, and talk about, in the summertime, we generally see an increase in activity, an increase in 911 calls. Citywide, it averages about 20%. We're actually here today at Alki, which in the summertime in particular, there's obviously a warm day. You can see it here today. A lot more people out, a lot more activity. The police's objective here is to be present, to make sure people are behaving responsibly. We also took a look at High Point. A number of years ago, High Point was a high crime area. It's now mixed income, redevelopment of the place, and it's one of the safest places in West Seattle now. They spoke about an innovative program where one of their officers lives there and provides police services specific to there. Del Ridge is another neighborhood that's in transition, very diverse neighborhood, and they've been having a little more focus there. But the big story here in this precinct is that this precinct is the lowest crime rate of any precinct in the city. The majority of their crimes, the vast majority of their crimes, are property crimes, and on those property crimes, they've really been having great success. Burglary is down 21% since 2011. Car prowl is down 9% over 2011. Auto theft is down 14% over 2011. And major crimes are also down. So with that, I'd like to introduce the precinct captain, Captain Paulsen. He can talk in more specifically about these topics and take any questions you may have. Captain Paulsen.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you, Mayor McGinn, for coming out to our precinct. I know the men and women that work for me truly enjoy and appreciate your support, so thank you very much for coming and visiting sunny West Seattle today. And what makes West Seattle, the police department and the community so successful, we firmly believe in that relationships with the community, that collaboration on neighbors, watching over neighbors, and reporting suspicious activity to 911. Our officers were able to make significant arrests with that. Again, it's all about neighborhoods and relationships and partnerships. And again, that's what makes West Seattle, or as some in here, our West Seattle people say, West Side. So again, thank you very much. It's a great little community. This is one of our jewels. Our biggest activity we have is obviously the summer months, and we put our officers down here to just make sure people are responsible, respectful, and safe. Glad to take any questions.
Okay, I got one.
Yes, Tracy. Good to see you.
Hi. Not all that long ago, we had that one incident over at Whale Tail Park where there were people in a disturbance and there was some gunfire. Nobody was hit. A bullet went through somebody's window. I'm wondering if there was ever anyone. I remember there was a detainee, possibly not related necessarily to the incident. Do you know if anybody was ever arrested who was directly involved?
No, the gang unit is actively investigating that, and what stemmed from that was an altercation between 2 females, and a gun was brought out, a gun was shot, and then there were some citizens playing baseball over at the playfield, and they thought somebody was being assaulted, so they came over with baseball bats to protect the victims that were been getting assaulted, and everybody kind of scattered. Our officers were actually right around the corner when that erupted, and everybody was scattering upon our arrival. But we're still investigating that. There was no injuries, thankfully, and that pretty much is about that issue.
Other questions from Captain?
Is crime in West Seattle kind of leveling out, or is it on the rise, or why is there a little more emphasis on that?
Well, over here in the Alki community, we're bringing in a lot of people from all over the city and the region to enjoy the park. With that, as you see, we have a lot of people over here, and this is just a weekday, so you can only imagine what it's like on the weekends. And we'll deploy officers out here, provide that presence, the safety, the perception of safety, and if somebody needs something, we have officers right there to be able to deal with it. As far as West Seattle in general, overall, including our South Park community, we have double-digit declines in our crimes out here. And the thing that affects West Seattle most, of course, is property crimes. Very low in assaults, and it's just burglaries, car prowls, and auto thefts. And again, we've been enjoying the significant declines over other parts of the city.
Is that both because of a physical presence, you think?
Actually, it's that partnership with our community and our officers. Our officers are fully invested in this community, and actually they take a lot of pride and ownership in how they police this area. Yes, Patrick.
So can you talk just for a minute about South Park, your presence down there, what you see down there, because you cover that as well as West Seattle.
That is correct. South Park is a dear little community. They're kind of landlocked right now because of the bridge issues, but it's a very intimate community. We have our regular police officers that police that on a regular basis. They're actually known, I think TJ is known as the sheriff of South Park. They all know him. They also know our officers individually. They can contact them via email, cell phone, and so it's a very intimate little community where our officers are actually dovetailed right in with them.
I have a question here. What is the strategy? I mean, right now it's Wednesday afternoon, it's really nice and people are calm, but on the weekends, in the evenings, Friday and Saturday night, things get a little bit more heated. What is the different strategy for those busier time periods?
Historically, prior to 2005, we deployed in a manner that probably was not effective over here. We called it the beach watch. And the Alki community was very frustrated and over the whole issue because the real true issues were happening from 5 o'clock on. And so we actually sat down with the community and we actually formulated the actual emphasis plan together. I think that was in the summer of 2006. And it's fitting what their needs are. We have a wonderful relationship with Alki and all the residents. And the issues are being addressed. We're basically putting the people in the right places at the right time, and it's made a huge impact.
So, in other words, increased involvement with the community as well as increased numbers of
How did you change your deployments?
Yeah.
We deployed our officers more from 5 o'clock in the evening until midnight to deal with the issues that happened. So, and that affected it. We don't need as many officers out here during the daytime because that's not when the problems are truly happening.
Yes. Other questions?
Is your Justice Department still considering suing the police department, or is
That one's one I have to handle, and I'll be able to talk to you after the press conference about that.
Any other questions?
By the way, I do consider the Southwest Precinct the best precinct. We have a little egos between us precinct commanders, but Southwest is best. I just want everyone to know.
Thank you all for attending today.